Okay, so I'm going to show you through the Good and the Beautiful Level 4 Language Arts and Literature curriculum. Okay, so first thing I want to point out is that Level 4, the course book is broken into two parts. So here's part 1, part 2. There are only 2 readers in the Level 4. There's the Big Wave and then 20 and 10. And these are pretty small readers, but they are used for the lessons. So you do need them. The rest of the literature is actually incorporated into these 2 parts. So that's why there's actually 2 books. It's a little bit longer. Okay, so a lot of the literature, most of the literature stories are in these books. Okay, the next thing, sorry, I had to take that out. Okay, so you will also get a variety, a large amount of geography and grammar flashcards. Okay, this set of cards, they are used for levels 4 through level 7, and like I said, they cover geography and grammar. Okay, so here's what you'd ask the child. What ocean is that? And the answer's on the back. And then, what country is that? The answer's on the back. What state is that? The answer's on the back. And then there's just a variety of grammar questions as well with the answers on the back. So anyway, there's quite a few. This is just a few of them. Okay, so the next thing that comes with it is the Creative Companion, and this is used for writing, art, and geography. Okay, so I will show you through each of them individually now. Alright, so let's start off here with part 1. Okay, this is the first edition. So it shows you what level 4 is going to be about at a glance here. It gives the child a daily checklist. So each day they need to practice the grammar and geography flashcards for 5 to 7 minutes, complete 1 lesson in this book, complete 1 lesson in the creative notebook, which is this one, and also they'll spend time reading books. Okay, so if you need to pause the video, you can. Here's some information about the course. It tells you what the course includes. So it includes the course book, part 1, part 2, the creative companion, and the cards. So that's what I have. And additional items that you will need: the Big Wave and 20 and 10. Those are the 2 readers I showed you. And then you'll need some art supplies. And so this course covers reading, literature, spelling, writing, grammar, usage, punctuation, vocabulary, geography, art appreciation, and art instruction. Okay, so level 4 and above, it says that they are designed to be mainly self-taught by the student. Okay, so we just give the book to the student and they do it. My child, that's exactly how it was. Tells you some course principles here, some commonly asked questions. And this just kind of tells you how to use each part of it, like the grammar cards, how to store them. Here's some of the spelling drills, the spelling list that they'll have. Answer key, art, geography, things like that. Now here's a reference section. Okay, so in this section they have some editing symbols, editing explanations, sentence types, sentence diagramming for steps 1 through 7. Let's see. Now, this reference section is only in part 1, okay? So once your child finishes part 1, do not put it up or get rid of it, because you will still need it for this and also for the answers to part 2. So here's some terms to know, and then it starts into the lesson. So for their spelling, I think it was about every day, or a few times a week anyway. They had some kind of little thing to do for spelling, like this is spelling stair steps. Over here was a spelling ribbon. Anyway, they'll usually have some reading. Here's a course reading assessment. They always, well, a lot of times it has challenging words or challenging reading. Here's a story, a literature that she has to read. Learn about possessive nouns, abbreviations, challenging word practice, challenging reading practice, daily spelling drill, commonly confused words. She's reading you would be reading chapter 2 of the book. But you can see that this book here you know, like I said, both of these course books, part 1 and part 2, they have several literature stories integrated in them already, printed into them, and they're just broken into lessons. So when they do that, you read the book until it's done, but you just do 1 chapter a day in each lesson. Okay? So you can kind of see how this is laid out. You have homophones. All right. Oh, sorry. Okay. Just gonna flip over here a little bit farther. You can see there's some diagramming. And this was actually a cooking assignment that she had done when she finished a book, and the book had something, it was set in Italy, and so whenever she finished the book, the assignment was to make some Italian food, and so she made Italian potato gnocchi. It was pretty good. Okay, I had some lessons on judging books. Okay, so you can see there's quite a bit of reading in here. There's also quite a bit of writing. One thing I noticed about the writing, though, is that whenever they want the child to actually write a paper, to write an essay about a topic that they give you, what they do is they actually give you all the research already. So the child just takes the research that they're given, and they'll give you like little statements of the research, and you just kind of piece together what bullet points they give you that you want to use in a paper. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, the essay research they give you might be in part 2, so I'll show you that in a minute. But while I'm still in part 1, I'll go ahead and show you what the answer key looks like. So this book, like I said, is part 1, but it gives the answers for part 2 in the back, okay? So you can see it kind of starts off with well, it doesn't really say what lesson. It gives you a page number there for page 2. Okay, but these are some of the answers for part 2. Okay, so here's part 2, and you can see it opens up straight to a lesson. Okay, there's no reference, there's no introduction, nothing. Okay, see more diagramming. It continues with the daily spelling and challenging word practice, and also challenging reading practice. Capitalization and titles. There's reading checks, commonly misspelled words or confused words is also on there. They have a digging deeper section. Spelling rules. Here's some more literature to read. Have some automatopoeias in here. Okay. All right, so here's one. I remember her doing this one. Okay, so they're going to have to write an essay about Asia here. Okay, and they're going to have to do 5 paragraphs, the opening paragraph, 3 body paragraphs, and a closing paragraph. Okay. See, yeah, there it is. It's like I must have passed it. Okay, so in lesson 61, okay, here they give you, use the information in this section in your own words. So for the first body paragraph about countries in Asia, here's some bullet points they give, and the child just picks what they want to use. And then geography of Asia, again, they just pick what they want to use. They can use all of them if they want, or a few and just word them, animals in Asia. Okay, and then, there's a couple other lessons. And then here is lesson 62. You do the opening paragraph. And then lesson 63 through 66, you actually start writing the body paragraphs. Okay? So that's kind of how it looks whenever they give the child the research already. It's just in bullet points like that. And here's some more literature to read. Diagramming. But there is quite a bit of writing, whether it's essays or your own creative story, in level 4. Okay, so just flipping through here to see if anything catches my eye. Alright, So now here is the answer key for part 1. Okay, so that's where the answers are. Okay, so you saw that these course books, it just covered literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, writing, vocabulary, and spelling. Okay, so this one covers writing also, and art and geography. And this one's very pretty. The pages are a little glossy, actually. Yep. Okay, so here's lesson 1. So what you do is every day, not only do you practice your geography and grammar cards, and you do a little bit of reading, you do one lesson out of here, and then you also do the corresponding lesson in your creative companion as well. Okay? So whenever you did lesson 1 out of this book, you also do lesson 1 out of this book. Okay? So you'll do one lesson each day out of each book. So here's lesson 2, and this is a geography lesson. They have to trace this map. Lesson 3 here introduces the child to these chalk pastels. Lesson 4 is a geography, 5 is an art lesson, 6 is geography, 7 is geography, 8 looks like it's also geography. You can see it's very colorful, very pretty. She really enjoyed it. And then also we had to buy some fixative, which is a liquid spray that holds the powder pigment onto the paper. We had to buy that for her chalk pastels for this lesson. So it, told her up there what that is. And they'll give tips. And we also had to buy some special tape, which regular masking tape works just fine. Okay. And I think this section, this was all about writing. Yeah. Main character ideas, making an outline. Okay, so this is like writing a story. So you get the idea. It's just beautiful. There's art and geography and writing in this. Okay? So there you go. That is what that looks like. And she enjoyed this book. She had absolutely no problem getting it done. Even early, she just liked it. She did not complain at all. Okay, and all of this was more writing. Now the appendix here, it tells you that they are used for certain lessons. So here's some poetry and some pictures. Okay. All right. Okay. So I showed you the course books, the creative companion, the geography and grammar flashcards, and I showed you these books, but I just want to go ahead and kind of show you what they look like a little bit. They're very short books. This one's 76 pages. This one is 57 pages. You can kind of see how it's laid out. They're just very thin, small books, paperback books. Whenever the child has to read these books, they don't read the whole book in a day. It's broken down into lessons. You just read so many pages. Okay, and then after the child reads it, there's questions to answer, like a reading check. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.